Have you ever felt like you were on the wrong side of history? Today we're taking a look through my PS2 and PS3 game libraries. This is part 2 of a 3-part series looking at my PlayStation stuff. Part 1 is on the PS4. I kind of did them in the wrong order. And today we are starting with the PS3 with JOJO All-Star Battle. I already talked about this one. I'm glad that I own it. I actually own it twice. Here's the other box that I mentioned in the other video. I do not like these blemishes. Yeah, go watch the JoJo video if you want me to talk about these. Ninja Gaiden 3. Now, a lot of these games are also very, very, very ratty looking. I promise you this was not me. Ninja Gaiden 3, I've heard, is one of the worst games in the Ninja Gaiden franchise. The Wii U version was a lot better, but this is the original version, and it is apparently dog shit. I have yet to play it. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. This one's actually cool. I have tried this one. I wanted to play it on the PC with my friends, but unfortunately it got taken down off Steam for copyright licensing or something. And then people who do have the game, it doesn't work properly. I don't know how it works. So I believe the netplay scene for this is based off an emulation for the PS3 game. Next time I have my friend over who likes Tekken and Street Fighter, we can play it. That would be nice. I quite like the box art, I like the disc, I like a lot of things about it. There was the whole fiasco with the DLC being on the disc, which was pretty stupid. But I like the fact that it exists, I like how unique of a game it is. Darksiders. Yeah, this game I have yet to play. I got this one in a bundle. I don't have a ton of urge to play it. It's like an action RPG as far as I understand. Sort of Dark Souls tone, but not really Dark Souls in terms of gameplay at all. I'll get eventually. Speaking of Dark Souls, yeah, so I got Dark Souls Limited Edition on PS3 because I wanted to play Dark Souls, the original. I wanted to experience it. And this is a nice box. I quite like it. And it comes with the game. Very, very iconic box there. I really like the way this one looks and feels. And it comes with an art book, which is really sick. I'm not going to flip through it as in-depth, but there's a soundtrack here, do you see? There's so much like good in this, and I was so hyped to actually, you know, try the original Dark Souls. This may have been before Dark Souls 3 I tried, I'm not sure. And then behind the scenes disc, I forgot about that. Amazing. And then I get home from the game store and I open it. Yeah, they put fucking Darksiders in my Dark Souls, and no, this is not a bit. No, I did not swap the discs out. I got home. And I had the wrong game. And this was not my local store, so I couldn't just go back the next day. So that was a bit of a fucking rip-off, wasn't it? I haven't yet to buy Dark Souls PS3, the actual game, because I've got this. This is really cool, but I don't have it. This annoys me. It is very funny though, because, you know, Dark Souls, Darksiders. I could see how someone could make the mistake. I really should have checked the game at the store though. Batman. Now, I'm gonna out myself once again for being a fake gamer. I'm not sure if this is the first, second, or third one, because I know there's City, Arkham Asylum, and Arkham something. But yeah, this follows the adventures of man. I played at least a little bit of the first one. I didn't love it. I tried. I did try the game, I gave it an honest shot and I didn't love it. So the fact that I have this on PS3, I'm not sure why. It's also rusted. This was very, very pre-owned when I got it, but I thought it's one of the big PS3 games, I'll try it. Didn't love it. DMC 4. DMC 5 I've played all the way through on the PC once, and I played on the equivalent of easy mode, because it just said like normal or whatever. And I didn't love it. I kind of liked it. I liked a lot of what it was going for. And then I found this cheaply, so I thought, why not get 4? Why not try it? I've yet to actually play the game, because I thought that I'd play through 1, 2, and 3 before playing 4, because that kind of makes sense, even though chronologically I don't think 4 is after 3. I don't know. This is newer, this is before 5, so I've got to play it at some point after 3. I know that much. Don't ask me how I feel about this game until then. Assassin's Creed. Now this is another opportunity for me to bitch about like the packaging, because I hate the PlayStation Platinum packaging. The spine is fucked with this gross Spider-Man 3 red PS3 thing. This bit's fucked because it's like gross and grey. This bit is flashing, it's flashing yellow even though it's clearly already platinum. If they had the platinum border and the box art was fine, that may have been something, but it has to be fucking yellow as well? I don't know. Another iconic PS3 game. Even the disc is sullied with this dog shit. Yeah, I haven't played this yet. Someday. I did play Assassin's Creed the Egypt one for maybe an hour or two, and I thought it was dog shit. So I'm not excited to play this. Yakuza on the PS3 was an interesting phase. So they had 2 games on the PS2, right? And then they had this game, which was the very next one, and then Yakuza 3, and Yakuza 4, and Yakuza 5, and Yakuza 0, and Yakuza Kiwami even, and Yakuza Ishin. They had a lot on the PS3, but this was the very first, and it feels like it. It's called Ryugagatoku Kenzan. That's Kiryu Kazuma no Suke. And if I didn't make it clear in the Ishin section, in this one and the other samurai game, Ishin, you play as characters that look and sound like characters from the main Yakuza games. Like that's Date right there. I believe that is Kazuki. But they're not. They're like historical characters represented with the likeness of the characters from the Yakuza franchise, and they're non-canon. Again, gross yellow. The Japan one was the best, which is somehow nicer than the Platinum because it's clear. But I got this because I thought it would be cool to have a complete collection of all the Yakuzas. I'm getting there. I like how he started stuff. I like the disc. I can respect what this game was going for. I have heard that it is a very bad game. I have not finished it. Streets 4. I also have this game on the 3DS, believe it or not. This is Super, this is not Ultra, so I believe this is the version most people consider the best, even though it's not the last. The disc is out because I believe it's actually in the console at the moment. But my PS3 console's got issues, so there's that. This is pretty cool. It shows you a little mini guide to all the characters with like a few of their special moves. This was how I first learned about some of these characters because I got this very, very early on. I like the notes section. That's very reminiscent of the past, isn't it? You know, I'm going to use the notes section in the Super Street Fighter 4 PS3 book to write notes on combos and things. I can't talk a lot about Street Fighter 4. I have a lot more experience with Street Fighter 3, 5, 6, even 2 over 4. I'm sure it's fine. I don't like a lot of the things that I've heard about it, but again, go watch Big Yellow's video here. Saints Row the Third, I got this with my system and I have no fucking idea what it even is about. Blaze Blue, Continuum Shift. Now, because the people that make Blaze Blue do not know how to fucking name their games, I do not know which one this is, what Blaze Blue revision this is, but I can see Noel and I can see New 13 from PMEX Remix, I think. Or maybe that's the other one, because there's like 2 of the little robot people with like the wings, because there's like 2 different movesets, I don't know. It's kind of cool. This is a limited version. It's got some paper bullshit, but I don't love Blaze Blue. It is Guilty Gear at home, really. It is Guilty Gear when they lost the rights to Guilty Gear, or felt like they may not be able to get them back. The people at Arc System Works, they had a different team, or maybe it was partially the same team, make Guilty Gear, but again. And the plot, the characters, a lot of the things about this game is just dog shit. This franchise, I should say. You know, the incest brothers, that fucking Redditor that I hate. His name's Hazama, I think. He's got like the cool grappling mechanic, but don't play Blaze Blue, play Guilty Gear. I have this because it was like $3. Sports Champions. Duke Nukem Forever. This is a very funny game to own. It is not very good, but again, it's mostly, I just bought it because it has, you know, it's him. It's Duke Nukem. He's looking at the camera, he's going,
I'm here to chew gum and kick ass and I'm all out of gum.
BioShock. This is one of the big PS3 games, and this is another one that I do promise I will eventually play. I don't think it's a kind of game that I would love, sort of first-person shooty thing, and I do love that this was very clearly like a store that would rent them out originally. Yeah, Civic Video Hurstville. and then I found it at a used game shop. I've watched people play through Infinite twice, and I don't think I'd like the games, but this is a PlayStation classic that I really, really do have to experience at some point. MGS4, this is the most recent PS3 game that I bought, because I played through Metal Gear Solid 2, Solid 3, Phantom Pain, which is 5. I didn't actually play through Ground Zeroes, which is the other 5 one. I didn't play through the PSP ones, but this was the only major story arc that I'd completely missed in Metal Gear. And I'm disappointed to report that I do not like the gameplay in this one at all, really. The gunplay feels clunky and weird, the camouflage system is annoying, the enemies are weirdly sexualized sometimes, the story is all over the place. I mean, most of them stories are all over the place, but this one's super all over the place. I don't give a shit what's happening, I just want them to explain who the fuck that guy is or what he's doing. And also, I got a game-breaking bug when I was fighting the octopus lady, which is pretty early on in the game. She kept sort of falling through the floor when she was doing a ball rolling attack, and it broke the game. I just couldn't hit her. I thought I was doing something wrong. I spent like 20 minutes running around the stupid little house shooting things, trying to figure out what I needed to do. But no, it turns out that I just had her bug out, fall through the floor, and break the game. Twice! It happened twice! So I have not beat this game yet, because that pissed me off and I started playing something else. But I'm sure I'd like a lot of aspects of it if I did beat it. I like that... Oh, well, there's Street Fighter. I guess Metal Gear's in the console, and I put Street Fighter in here. Oops. Metal Gear and Street Fighter are the only ones I'd really be playing on my PS3 nowadays. Yeah, I do like the aesthetics in some regards. It is very brown. That's PS3 brown, Bayonetta brown. But I think Old Snake's an awesome idea. I like the little comic they included. I love Otacon in his little turtleneck. Probably a good game, but I need to finish it. And we're done with PS3 games because I have nothing to say about this. I haven't beaten it. I haven't played it. I got it because I bought all the PS3, well, all 2 of them. I got 4 and this at the same time for Devil May Cry, and I got them very shortly after Devil May Cry 3 on PS2. Yeah, I planned to play through them all, and then I got bored and didn't. Quick little bonus segment, I found these. These are my only 2 PSP games. I got these on the same day in Japan for very cheap. This is another Yakuza game. This is a spin-off called Kurohyou, aka Black Panther. And it is set in the Yakuza universe. I believe it is canon, but it is not related to the other characters. You see like Akiyama in a bar, I think. But it's pretty much its own thing. I haven't played this because I don't own a PSP, but when I do get one, I'll put an English patch on it and play it because I've heard they're fantastic, and I do not know what all this paper bullshit is. I haven't opened this for a while. I like the little UMD disc with his face on it, that's pretty cute. And Hatsune Miku, Project Diva. Yeah, I'm not a Miku fan. I love the fact that this sort of curls around, that's cute. I don't know, man. I wanted to get a PSP, and I got these in expectation that I would soon, and then I didn't. So this is my whole PSP collection. Here's my console itself. It is very dusty, and it's the fat one, but the second fat one, I think. It's got issues. The disc tray doesn't work properly, so it's a bit of a concerted effort to try and get a game in and out. It's a fine system. I can respect it. I wasn't there when it was coming out, so I can't really comment on the sort of price fiasco, but it's a chunky fellow. I can see why it was expensive from a piece of technology standpoint. I don't know. I'm not a PlayStation 3 fan. PS2, however, you saw this in the intro. It's very chunky monkey, right? This is a original PS2 system. Unfortunately, it's a little scuffed, but I keep this one just on the shelf. Now, you might be wondering, what the fuck do you mean? Do you not play your PS2? Are you a fake gamer? Yes, I am, but I do play the games on this, which is the slim model. I had to dig this one out from actually being plugged in, and I was using it relatively recently. It's insane how much slimmer and thinner this thing is. This was amazing as a purchase to buy back then, I'm sure, when people also watched DVDs and the like. It's just... I'm not going to watch a DVD on this. Now, my PS2 games broadly fall into 4 categories. Number 1 being fighting games that I bought for cheap because I thought they would be cool to have, that I don't play. Number 2 would be Sega games that I can play on other things that I think would be cool to have, that I don't play. Mega Man. And actual video games that I do sometimes play. There are outliers, but we'll get there, Dragon Quest VIII for the PS2. This is an absolute landmark title. I found it for cheap in Japan. If I were going to play it, I'd probably play the 3DS version in English, honestly. But I just thought this box art was gorgeous, and it really is. And he's the guy from Smash Bros, so I had to have it. This is just a really nice thing to have. I love the quality of these boxes compared to the PS3. I don't know how they fell off so bad. Beautiful disc, beautiful little booklet there. And no, I'm not going to play through a many hours long turn-based kind of generic RPG in Japanese on the PS2 in this day and age. But I like owning shit like this, alright? Give me a break. This game, your guess is as good as mine. It's like some weird Bakugan Evangelion sort of... It says Volume 12? Pachinko? Patchy Slot series? I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I got it because it was really, really cheap, and I saw Evangelion, and it looked weird, right? Let's have a flip through, shall we? There's Ray. Your guess is as good as mine. It's like an arcade game. Anyway, that's a bit of history that I should do my research on. Maybe actually try the game. But I got a lot of these in Japan, right? And then when I got home, I had like a whole retro game, couple of weeks fest, right? Because I had a whole lot to play through. And I didn't get to this one, alright? Virtua Tennis. This came with my PS2. But it's kind of cool. It's a Sega game. I probably should have put it with the Sega games, but it's just tennis. Gran Turismo 4. I don't like the platinum thing with this, but it's a lot nicer than PS3. This is corny, but this is alright. I don't mind it. That's not the price I paid for it, don't worry. It's cool to see the older games in the series that you're more familiar with the new ones in. It does look pretty good for the PS2, to be fair. I mean, some of these are probably just normal images. It's cool to own, I guess. I haven't played it much. Kingdom Hearts, I got this because it has a really beautiful sort of holographic cover, and I thought I would like it. And I didn't. I'll get through to playing it eventually, but I don't like Disney, and that does not help. You can see the little Australian old G before we swap to the new style with the colors, which is pretty cool. DMC3 Special Edition featuring Virgil from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with different languages on the back because we're multicultural. That's pretty cool to own. I did intend to play through this game, and ooh, that is not good. That is falling apart. Oh no, the previous owner, Italian previous owner, probably should have taken better care of this. Yeah. I'll play it eventually. I just thought it would be nice to own. Here's the Mega Man games that I own for the PS2. There are other ones that exist, but I do not have them yet. X7, horrible game, I love it. X8, great game, I love it. I'm not going to gush too much about these. I'll do a Mega Man retrospective video at some point. But I bought these because I don't have them physically in English because they're expensive. And also, the box art, look at these and then look at the English box art. Insane. What the fuck did we do wrong? These are really nice. I like having these, I like looking at them. I did actually play these, just not for very long. This is the last of the Yakuza today, I promise. Unfortunately, I could only find Yakuza 2 in English, because the original in English has gone up in price since the game series got popular. Again, gross platinum border, but this was like $5 or something in Japan. And he has a little DVD as well, which is pretty cool for the second one. Yeah, there's Kazuma Kiryu. There he is. This is the original game in Japan. What more is there to say? And Yakuza 2, I like the box art on this one a lot. It's very striking. And I haven't played through it yet. That's the key word, operator, yet. Because I got this shortly after I played through Kiwami 2, which is a remake of it. So it will be the same story. I'm excited to play this one. You know, honestly, maybe doing this video has inspired me. Maybe I'll play this one after my exams are done. Crazy Taxi. Yeah, this game is awesome. The box art is hideous. PlayStation 2 inside PlayStation 2 with a sticker, and PAL, and PlayStation under there, and Platinum, just in case you couldn't tell. And the worst spine you've ever seen. But to be fair, the original box, even on its own, is disgusting. It's just a color, but there's a charm in it, right? This is like rust or something. This copy is... I may as well just own it digitally if this is how gross the copy looks. But you can see BD Joe there, and that makes it all better. This is one of the PS2 games I've played the most. I really, really like popping it in just to play for 20 minutes. It has KFC in it, which is pretty funny. Crazy Taxi is not a game series that I'm super invested in. I've only ever played the original, even though, of course, there are many other games that exist. But it is one of the Sega greats, okay? And you can't take that away from me. Sonic Heroes. I am not a Sonic hero. I did not get too far in this game. I don't love Sonic. I'm going to save that for any Sonic video I ever do eventually. I probably won't, given I haven't actually beaten many of them. But I can respect Sonic Heroes. I think it is cool. This is the last game I was playing, most likely. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Sega Mega Drive Collection. This is the first PS2 game I bought on my own, and I have played a decent amount of it, probably. I tried Sonic. That is Akira from Virtua Fighter. I believe that's Shinobi, Golden Axe, Breath of Fire, maybe? I don't know. I'm not the biggest Sega guy. Echo the Dolphin. I played a bit of Echo the Dolphin on this. I played Vector Man on this. Does it have Rise Star? I do see Rise Star. Maybe I played Rise Star on here. Anyway, it's a cool thing to own. It's definitely outclassed by the modern ones, but I found it cheap and I wanted to play games on my new PS2, so I did. Again, when I say new, this was like 2018, 19, 20, 2021 even. I don't remember. Time is flying. I got it recently. I don't give a shit about it. Hence the intro. This is cool to own though. And to finish the Sega section, we have Sega Superstars Tennis with the worst font I've ever seen. This game is bad, but it's funny bad. It is just a very generic tennis game, but you can play as Beat Jet Set Radio, which is awesome. You can play as little alien guys from Space Channel 5. You can play as Knights, you can play as Sonic. There's Puyo Puyo stuff there. There's, what's that, Choo Choo Rocket, I think, that PSC game. Amigo, my guy. Eggman, Ulala in her old outfit. I mean, it's got a lot of guys that I like, and it's tennis. And I bought that because I like Tennis Aces, but Mario Tennis Aces, that is. And this game is not very good. Cool to have. Sega, I like Sega. I like Capcom, I like Nintendo. I'm boring. And to finish us off, I'm going to rapid fire these. We got Arcana Heart, Dead or Alive 2, Guilty Gear XX Reload. This is the one that has the different OST in Korean. Guilty Gear XX Midnight Carnival, which you can tell because Ino has cut it into herself here, because this... I honestly got this one mainly just because the box art was fucking awesome. I wish it didn't have this, but I love Ino, so... Capcom Fighting Jam. This one's in English, and this is the game that introduces Ingrid, I believe. This is one of the worst products they've ever put out. It's just a mishmash of a whole bunch of different assets. I'll talk about it more another time. Bad game. Vampire, the Darkstalkers collection. This one was expensive. This was like $40, but it's the three original games, and then also I'm not gonna explain to you what Darkstalkers is right now, but this is a collection of Darkstalkers games on PS2. And we got Melty Blood, and these are all fighting games that I bought without a lot of investment. For cheap, except this one, except Vampire. In Japan, except this one. This one actually was in Japan. It's just, see, it says NTSCJ. It's just they have English on the spine. All of these were bought in Japan except this one, for the sake of, wouldn't it be fun to pop in a retro fighting game, or retro, almost retro, PS2 is almost retro, to play with friends when they're over, right? That hasn't really happened yet, because no one has gone, yeah man, let's play Arcana Heart on PS2. No one I know knows what well, that's not true. No one I know knows what Arcana Heart is and also gives a shit about it. I want that arcade stick though. And that, I think, will do us. Quick note, I didn't explain who Ingrid was. This is the Ingrid character. She was originally made for a game that didn't come out, like a 3D thing with Capcom. And then they put her in this, and I believe this is her first appearance. But yeah, that's Ingrid. I got this cheap online. It's kind of cool thing to have, such an obscure character. Thank you once more for joining me. Please subscribe.